Tales from the Crypt is an American horror anthology series that ran from 1989 to 1996 and was created by William Gaines and Stephen Dodd. It had a total of 93 episodes which ran for 7 seasons and had 2 spin-off movies as well, one being Demon Knight that came out in 1995 and Bordello of Blood which came out in 1996. They were kind of okay, but I preferred the TV series much more. The Crypt Keeper was voiced by the great John Cassar, and with 93 episodes, it had a heavyweight of Hollywood actors who appeared in it over the years. In this video, I'm going to list my top 10 episodes from Tales from the Crypt. It's hard to choose from so many great episodes, we all have our favorites, eh? These are my Halloween picks for 2020. So sit back, join me for the spooky journey, my friends, as we revisit Tales from the Crypt. My number 10 pick is The Reluctant Vampire. Malcolm McDowell plays a security guard who works at a blood bank, but he's also a vampire called Mr. Longtooth. He gets hunted by the vampire hunter Dr. Van Helsing, but let's just say in this episode, Dr. Van Helsing makes a grave mistake. You'll see what I mean. The next one for me is called King of the Road, and it stars Brad Pitt as a street racer who has beaten everybody on the street race circuit, but not the mystical Iceman, who has a little secret to keep because he's also the town sheriff. I must tell you, I love the soundtrack in this episode. Great rock music. The next one on the list is called Terror Television. Horton Rivers is a sleazy shock journalist who, with his cameraman, Trip, goes into an infamous haunted murder house. And let's just say, Horton may just hang around for this one. In Doctor of Horror, Hank Azaria and Travis Tritt play 2 security guards who help a mad doctor to steal bodies from the morgue in order to steal the soul of a human being. This one goes south very quickly. The perfect little Halloween episode this. My number 6 pick, People Who Live in Brass Hershoes, stars Bill Paxton and Brad Dourif. They play 2 brothers who plan on stealing money from the ice cream factory where Billy used to work. Unfortunately for them, they run into 2 other brothers, and things become very sticky in this one. It's a funny episode, but it's also a very horrifying one. Fitting Punishment is it's a weird episode, but it's a good one. Uncle Ezra runs a shady funeral parlor and is forced to look after his nephew after the death of his sister. This episode is proof that there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. My number 4 pick is called Death of Some Salesman. Now, Judd Campbell plays a salesman with this clever scheme where he suckers people out of their hard-earned money for his own gain. Unfortunately, he runs into the Brackett family, where every single family member is played by the great Tim Curry. Judd is going to be 6 feet under before he knows it in this one. My number 3 pick is called Cutting Cards. And this is just proof that hardcore gambling can be very dangerous, as both Reno Crevice and Sam Vorney find out. Let's just say, one should walk away while you still can, as you will see in this episode. In What's Cooking, a restaurant that only sells squid doesn't sound very appealing. Fred is a restaurant owner who finds out very quickly that people prefer beef instead of fish in his neck of the woods. Bring on the meatloaf, I say. It'll make sense if you watch this episode. And then we get to my number 1 pick, my friends. It's called You Murderer. I think I love this episode so much because of the masterful way it was shot. This episode was directed by the great Robert Zemeckis, and it stars Humphrey Bogart of all people. He's caught up in a little bit of a money-swindling murderous plot involving his wife and his best friend. And as you will see in this episode, crime gets you stuffed into a hole. That's all I can say. Well, my friends, that's been my top 10 Tales of the Crypt videos. I really hope you enjoy this on this Halloween day. And as I always say, my friends, keep well, be safe, and enjoy the fear. See you soon.